What's up, girls? How you doing? Let's do the pickacard. Today is going to be what do they miss about you. So I'm sure they're missing a lot, but that could be quite unexpected and triggering. So stay cool. It's just tarot, as I always say. So we do 2 pounds, we develop, and then we do major arcana just to wrap it up. All right? Yes, I know. Every time. 1, 2, 1, 2. So pound number 1, what do they miss about you? Ace of Cups, 7 of Swords, the Child. Oh my goodness. So I think they're very much aware of the feelings, the emotion, the love, and it's a tsunami. It may have been a little bit too intense for them the first time around because it was indeed in their face. They were not expecting to fall in love, and maybe it was love at first sight altogether. So imagine, right? Huge. So they miss all that love, that caring, that warmth within you, right? So they probably kind of run away from the emotion, as you can see, really running away with the emotion or whatever, they couldn't handle it. That's the point. However, they want to come back towards you, this time much more balanced, the yin and the yang, as you can see. And that's a bit what you need to do sometimes when you've been hit by a tsunami like this. You need a moment to breathe in, breathe out, and realize, okay, what do I do with this? I don't have a clue, but I need a moment, and then I will figure it out. So yeah, I think for me, the next step is very much, engagement. It can be something really powerful. What they miss about you is also the idea of how warm you are, how social you are, how inviting you are. You are a ray of sunshine. You're very joyful. You always celebrate every day, like every day is a surprise, every day is a miracle. And that enthusiasm is something that brings so much joy into their life, and they really miss that about you. You definitely bring so much, and they also have that knowing that you are the final destination in some ways. They can see you there, but they also they may have just disregarded you the first time around, I have a feeling, and they didn't want to actually accept that you were there. They were focusing on something else, and they didn't want to actually see the obvious. But at the same time, I think because they're not with you at the moment, they very much feel left in the cold, and they have a nostalgia of their romantic love. I think the love you have is really what we see here is the love you emanate. I don't know if that's maybe that's French. So in English, maybe we would like to say something else. So we will say something along the line. Yeah, you bring that ray of sunshine. You bring that energy. You bring that love wherever you go. Whatever you do, you bring love. You're someone who is bringing that so much passion and enthusiasm in everything you do, and they meet that. Without you, life is a bit more beige magnolia. With you, it's like boom, bada boom. Yeah, you see what I mean. And also, they're definitely attracted to you. There's a very loud children out there, full of life. So the thing, they meet that also that chemistry you both share. Obviously, there's a lot of sexiness here as well as the feeling. So that is quite amazing. You see what I mean? They feel the need to either apologize to you, come back to you, telling you how much they love you, how much they miss you. They had to get used to these feelings of cups, those love, that all of that. They had to learn how to live with it. It's something that really hit them as I say, as a tsunami, and then they had to realize, oh my God, what do I do with this? Okay, so they miss beautiful things about you: the warmth, the love, the passion for life. You make every day a miracle. It's all of this and more. So, and obviously the chemistry. Let's not forget that bit. Important. Okay, so let's have a major arcana and see what do they miss about you, right? So the Judgment, yeah, because you're someone very real. You also, in some ways, manage to balance them. You bring that joy, maybe that joy was missing in their life. You also bring them back to reality. Judgment is, you go back to the core, the essential of life. The celebration of every day is to celebrate really what is important, and what is important to be alive, to love each other. That is a priority, right? The rest is not really important. The rest is irrelevant. When you have each other, you're very rich. When you have love, you're very rich. When you're healthy, you're very rich. All the material stuff is really not relevant compared to that essential, and that's maybe the meaning of everything here, right? So let's see pile number 2. What do they miss about you? Five of Wands, the Hangman, Queen of Swords. Ooh, yeah. So it's interesting combination here, I have to say, because there is an idea of physical, chemistry and all of this. At the same time, it's not that clear cut. I think what they miss about you is everything was a bit of a battle, but a little bit of a banter as well. So that's battling, but in a nice way. At the same time, you really changed their mind about a lot of things. They thought their life was a certain way, and with you, it is the revolution, really. And as well, you probably show them the lady of justice, what's right, what's wrong. You really is clear, you're very clear cut. You don't compromise on certain things. You can be very understanding on others, but there's certain things you will not mess around. Your values, your principle, you very is right or is wrong. It's not in between. And you reminding them maybe of that clarity of mind that they may be lost along the way. So let's see your strengths. You bet, of course, you have to be very strong to be cutting like this when you need to be cutting. It's not like you naturally cutting. It's like if something, if someone cross the boundaries, you will be really in their face, and that's it. But you're very strong, and you're not afraid to be alone and to leave a situation if it doesn't suit you anymore. Yeah, that make them probably very frustrated, because they maybe realize that you cut them off right now, right? And ouch. But also you have very strong introspection. You really think through things, and you just don't take a decision like this lightly. You think about it, and it's very deep, and you understand a lot of things. You understand yourself, you understand others to a certain degree, and then if they cross the line, as I say, oh my goodness, you will be oof. So if they want to come back and they've done something wrong, they might be wondering, oh boy, yeah, you bet they're wondering. They can't sleep at night. They really stress out because they know they have to come back. They want to come back, but they have no idea how to approach you, because that could go wrong, very wrong. They expect and they hope and they dream of that return of happy ever after, and be happy, have a family together, maybe traveling together, set up a business together, whatever the context is. Everyone has their own version of the happy ever after. But what they miss about you is the romantic view of life, of a family, or something really full of love. So that's what they miss about you. It's a combination of strengths, of what's right, what's wrong, a reminder of their own values and principle, and make sure that they stay on that kind of direction. That's very important. You give them probably a direction. So let's have a major arcana, and also you make something, a dream come true. You know what I mean? That's beautiful. Judgment. Oh my goodness. Ooh, really? What a surprise. Yes, of course, you say what's right, what's wrong, and you're not afraid to purge situation, to go back to the essence of life. And if something doesn't sit well with you, oh my goodness, you make it very clear. So that's what they miss about you. They miss that clarity of mind and that no judgment, that clarity of opinion as well. You very either black or white, you're not in between, but sometimes that's what they need. Maybe they need a bit too much in a gray area, and for you that doesn't work. So that's what I have for you today on this note. Have a beautiful day, and I see you tomorrow. Ciao.